What's up everyone, Eric here from HardwareForGamers. This video was supposed to be about overclocking the RX 5600 XT. I was going to do a manual overclock and then compare that with the flashing the BIOS overclock, but I ran into a few problems with manually overclocking this card. Now I'm not sure if that's because of Wattman, the built-in software in the AMD drivers that you're forced to use, or because of the F2 BIOS, or that there's just limitations within that. When trying to manually overclock this card, I ran into some pretty substantial issues with frame timings and flickering screens. Now on the surface, Wattman does seem to work, but there are some issues that I noticed right off the bat. First off, the fans don't seem to want to do what I'm asking them to do. And on top of that, Wattman crashes a lot. And I mean like a lot, which I do think this is the main issue that I was having. But because Wattman was crashing, it was also causing the games to crash. Typically when I was either entering or exiting the game, everything would just poop itself all over the place. Now I also tried using MSI Afterburner, which emphasized the flickering screens, like a lot, just black screen, flick, 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 flick. I'll have some B-roll going here so I don't actually go flick, 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 flick. But it was seriously trying to give me a seizure whenever trying to overclock the VRAM. I took a look at the ASRock engine software, but that doesn't actually allow you to overclock the GPU core itself, and I was still having issues with overclocking the VRAM using it. Now using Wattman did seem to work for some of my testing. I was actually able to stress test it using FurMark, and I was actually able to get through full tests of Firestrike and TimeSpy. Where I found the issue happening is running in-game. So when testing Borderlands 3, I had massive frame time issues, as well as random crashes. And just to try to do my due diligence, I also tried testing Far Cry 5, which is a different API, so I was trying to see if it was something to do with DirectX 12, or if it's just something wrong. Within Far Cry 5, I was having massive crashes and some pretty wonky, I don't necessarily want to call it flickering, but mainly in between load screens. So my new plan is to compare the BIOS that came on the card, which is the F2 BIOS, with the F3 BIOS. I'm going to be using AMD VB Flash to flash the BIOS. Now I'm going to leave a link to the AMD VB Flash down in the description below, but you're on your own to get your own BIOS because, well, there's too many cards to actually have me link everything. If you can't find the BIOS, it probably indicates that you shouldn't be flashing it. Now I downloaded my BIOS off the Gigabyte website. Once you open up the AMD VB Flash, the first thing you should do is to make a copy of your current BIOS. Just to make sure if you're not happy with the results, you can always go back to what you had. You can do this by clicking the save button and then selecting a save location. Installing the BIOS is really simple. Select the load button and navigate to where you saved the BIOS. Then click open. Now back at the main window for AMD VB Flash, click the program button, let it do its thing, and then it'll ask you to restart your system. Once you do have the BIOS installed and you're loaded back into Windows, I highly suggest reinstalling the AMD drivers from scratch, meaning that you actually uninstall the current ones and then reinstall the new ones. You can do this from within the installation process. Okay, on to the benchmarks. The GPU core clocks didn't really change after flashing to the F3 BIOS. In FurMark, the F3 BIOS had the max power draw increase to 166 watts from the 146 watts of the F2 BIOS. For the temperatures, I just wanted to point out, after I did the teardown, I retested all the temperatures, and the average temperatures for both the edge and junction temperatures were decreased, which would likely indicate that the mounting pressure was not entirely sufficient. But now looking at the memory and the VRM temperatures, by updating to the F3 BIOS, certainly increased the memory temperature and the VRM temperature, Now, both of these temperatures are still well within acceptable limits. Now, on average, the F3 BIOS increases the FPS by 5 over the F2 BIOS. Now, if you happen to have or have picked up a launch day card, then more than likely the card has the original BIOS, which means you'd likely see much greater performance increase than these numbers shown when updating to a new BIOS. Well, that's all I got for this one. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're still watching, maybe think about subscribing and clicking that bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. I am on Twitter, HFG_YT. I also have a Discord server. Check the description for the link to that. It's a great place to ask questions if you're looking for help. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you next time.